when you think about the hardest thing in van life, loads of things come to mind, don't they? But the hardest thing for us in van life
is Reese. I couldn't resist. Sorry, go on. He's living with Reese. If you've got a Reese, that's the hardest thing in van life.
She's just rude, isn't she? She's just rude. You just rude, you.
That way out.
Wow. We've been talking about it right seriously as well. Like, I had like a proper epic intro planned and stuff. Well, you can take over now because you've ruined my intro. So go on, Emma. Over to you. If you think you can do it.
The hardest thing in van life. No, the hardest thing in van life is extremely frustrating. It drives me absolutely around the bend, but it drives Reese more around the bend, and it's not Reese. What is the hardest thing in van life, Reese? What is it? Come on, tell them.
The hardest.
All
right.
They're waiting.
All right.
Get on with it.
It's doing my head in. The hardest thing in van life is I can't even concentrate now. The hardest thing in van life is not being able to travel because look what happens when we can't travel anywhere. Look what happens.
Hysteria, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Hysteria.
We are literally going mad. So we're in the van.
Fever.
We're in the van, but we're still staying with our friends who we are so grateful for. So we're still staying with them, looking after Daisy. Somebody's just watching at the minute while we've nipped back to the van to talk about this in the van round the corner, basically. So we can't travel, and that is the hardest thing for us, anyway, personally, in van life, because that's the whole reason why we do van life. People do van life for different reasons. Our reason is because we like to travel all the time in a van, and we just can't do any travelling at all, which obviously Daisy comes first. Of course she does. And she's doing so well, bless her. Every day that goes by, she's getting stronger and stronger, and so we're so grateful for that. But at the same time, we're just driving each other absolutely up the wall. I get proper wanderlust, me, don't I?
Yeah, you do, yeah.
I get on your nerves.
You get on my nerves a lot, Reese, yeah. The bizarrest thing is we can live in a van like every single day together and spend every single day in a van together and not get on each other's nerves. But yet in a house, we drive each other around the bend. We really do. It's like cabin fever, but within a bigger place, which doesn't really make any sense, does it? But I feel so frustrated. I can be sat in the van when it's raining outside and you can't go anywhere, and I still don't feel as trapped as I feel when I'm inside bricks and mortar, if that makes sense. I know it don't make sense. I don't even know what I'm saying if it makes sense, because it don't make sense. It's just, I suppose it's knowing that somebody's taken away your autonomy to be able to just go, shall we go here tonight? Shall we just take off there tomorrow? Like, it's literally my control over my own life has completely gone because we can't go anywhere. And as Reese says, our priority is Daisy, and we're not begrudging that in the slightest. We need to look after her. We need to be there for her. We need to do what's right by her, and that's what we're doing. But I feel like I'm getting some kind of weird mental health breakdown at the moment because I'm not coping very well with being stuck in one place with Reese. With that, I challenge anybody to live in a house with Reese for like a day.
I am awful when it comes to any kind of staying in houses. I'm awful. Because for me it's not, how can I put it? It's not wanting to travel and live like this. I need to travel and live like this. There's a massive difference with me. And I know not everybody's like that, but I am. Like, if I don't keep moving, I just don't know what you call it. I get very frustrated very quickly. I get very bored very quickly.
You're like a petulant child.
And I get this overwhelming feeling.
You are though, aren't you?
I'm trying to explain.
You're like that
to
naughty kid sat in the corner of a classroom that just can't sit down and behave for 5 minutes. When you're in a house,
yeah, I am. Oh yeah,
you're a nightmare.
I'm bad, like, with it.
You are bad with it.
I don't know where to go, Emma. There's nowhere to go.
For some people as well, like being in a van, the hardest thing for them wouldn't be the same thing. Because for some people, they live in a van and they go to work every day. So they park up in like a city or whatever, and then they go to work every day, or they park up on the outskirts of the city and get a bus to go to work every day. So, and then other people live on like land and stuff, don't they? You know, and like it's more about self-sufficiency. So suppose when we're saying like the worst thing in van life, that is dependent upon why you do van life, if that makes sense. Because if you're doing it because you want to be self-sufficient and you just like, you've got, you know, you're parked up on a bit of land and you're growing your own vegetables or whatever else it might be, and you have a van because the van is something that you can move if you need to do for the lawful reasons when you're living on a piece of land, then this is going to be completely different for you, isn't it? Because you're going to be quite used to being able to just stay there. Although you still got the option to move, haven't you? That's the thing. It's the option, isn't it? It's just having the option. Like, I don't mind staying in a place for like a week or whatever, a couple of weeks even max. Like, I don't mind doing that if it was somewhere where I would stay. But it's knowing I wouldn't have to if I didn't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't even know if anything I'm saying makes sense anymore.
I don't even know. My head's just like,
straight,
no,
can
we can't, and it's...
And we will do a vlog on the different things that might annoy people about van life, I
Yeah.
suppose, or challenges.
Join in as well, join in on this one. Let us know in the comments. What shall I say? Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments what the hardest thing for you in van life is. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
I think you need to pick up the pace. Everybody's turning off. Everybody's switching off and going, oh, I'm sick of hearing these two moaning about stuff.
We're not moaning, we're just saying for us the hardest part, because there are other difficult parts in van life, and we're going to address those in the next vlog, I think.
And we have talked about some of that stuff already as well. Like, we have talked... I should sit up here because you keep having to turn the camera and then people get dizzy. Hang on. We have talked about some of those challenges in the last vlog, haven't we? We talked about some of the stuff that people find challenging and people find great about van life and all that sort of stuff. And we will continue to talk about different stuff from different perspectives and what have you. But I think that some of the really challenging things are that it's contradictory. So you've got... One of the biggest issues is that if you're ill or your dog's ill or whatever, you have to be in a particular place, you know, for appointments or whatever it might be. You can't actually go anywhere. You can't do what the reason why you do van life in the first place is to move, and you can't do the reason that you do van life because you can't go anywhere. That's frustrating. But it's also frustrating because you can't even always stay in your van. Like, we can't even be in the van because Daisy needs us to be in a place where we're not having to move around too much and we're not having to pick her up and we're not risking stepping on her and all that sort of thing. And when you're poorly yourself, you have that. When I had spinal surgery, I had that. I couldn't be in the van. It wasn't really an appropriate place to be. So sometimes then again, that's a frustration with it, in that, you know, you then have to be kind of tied to a house, don't you? But I think the biggest problem for us is definitely not being able to travel right now. It's driving me absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't think people talk about like how hard van life is when you can't travel, and it's something you might want to think about yourself if you're starting van life or you're new to van life. What happens if you can't travel? How are you going to find that? How are you going to cope with that? Are you going to find that good? Are you going to find it relaxing because you don't have to keep moving? Or are you going to struggle like I do, and Emma does, with the fact that you can't
And if
travel?
you can't travel, but you've got to stay in your van, because that's another thing as well, innit? Where do you go and park up?
Yeah.
We're lucky we don't have...
If you've got to stay in one place, like if we didn't have friends and stuff to put us up,
we'd have to be parked up somewhere for 3-4 weeks.
Airbnb occasionally, you know, open to us occasionally, then yeah, you'd have to be
in one spot for like 4 weeks, wouldn't you?
Yeah, in a metal box.
Yeah. That would be really frustrating, not being able to actually be sat where the wheel is and you can't get behind it and go anywhere. And there's other reasons. There's your own health, there's your animal's health, there's money as well. Sometimes if you haven't got the money to actually put fuel in, you can't go anywhere anyway, can you?
No. That's a good point, that.
Yeah, that's another issue, especially at the minute with price of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expensive.
I wonder if it's going to go down when our person in charge leaves his house and moves. He's on a trip, isn't he? He's moving.
He don't like being in one place, does he?
He's moving.
He don't like being in one place at all. So this is technically a Fireside Friday. Your Fireside Fridays are back. But we haven't got Lenny on because it's too warm. But I've still got a plan for how to get Lenny potentially through the summer. I've got a funny plan for that. But yeah, just it's hard at the minute, guys. It is, honestly. And Daisy is doing really well, bless her little heart. We're so proud of her because you can see her trying, like you can see her really pushing herself every single day.
Yeah, a little
And it's
update on
just
her is that
limbo at the minute.
she can't balance. I know people keep asking us, we didn't update very well, did we, in the last one? But
No, not really.
She don't balance very well at the moment. She's still kind of going between her front paws, and it's as though she's lost the, I don't know, the grip on her paws, because she kind of stands and then she'll just slide, like her feet just slide from under it. It's as though she can't keep herself stood up properly. So she is toddling about, but she's not very good at keeping herself stood, especially if she's on any kind of sort of, slippery surface or anything. She can't hold herself up, but even on carpet, she's still struggling a little bit. So we're hoping that'll improve. But worst case scenario, even if she can just toddle about to go for a wee and then she can enjoy sitting in a pram, that's the thing for me, is can she get to a point where she can sit up in a pram and look over the edge, because that's what she likes to do. So that's where we're at with her at the moment. She's eating, she's drinking, she's taking her medication. We've reduced some of her medication. She's still doing well. Nothing major has cropped up. She's starting to bark. She's starting to wag her tail. We're getting little things. She's not started biting people again yet, but I'm sure that'll come.
So yeah, it's just a case of waiting in limbo, like I say, until Daisy's able to do all those things. As soon as Daisy's able to do all those things, and she's not going to hurt herself in the small space in Romany, then we're gone.
Where would you go if you could go anywhere right now? If you could pick a map and look at a map now, anywhere in the world, where would you go?
That's a good question. Anywhere.
Yeah, if you could drive, obviously, anywhere.
What are the circumstances?
Because that's the thing about van life, isn't it, though, is you can literally just at any point get behind the wheel and go wherever you want. That's the point. So if you could go sit behind the wheel right now with no worries about Daisy or anything else, like, where would you drive to?
Island.
Would you? Is that what you want
Yeah,
to
I really
go
want
to?
to go to
Ireland?
Ireland.
You're dying to go, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm desperate to go to Ireland. You had to think long and hard then, because that's the thing, innit? Like, when the world's your oyster,
Yeah, where do you go?
where do you go? But do you know what? Of all the places, like, I'd still probably say Ireland, which, if you're playing catch up, is where we're supposed to be right now if it weren't for Daisy. And we can't then go to Ireland after this because we've got other stuff planned in the future depending on Daisy. So it's like, it's all a bit up in the air at the minute. But where would you go?
Where would I go? Do you know what? I mean, like, I love Spain. I love a heavier in Spain, so that's always going to be my first place where I'd want to go if I could jump in the front and set off right now. It's always going to be the place. But that said, I want to go to Morocco, because we haven't been to Morocco yet.
Yeah.
And I really want to go to Morocco.
I've been watching a lot of Andy's videos, Arvan Tales.
It looks epic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks absolutely epic. It really,
It looks
really does.
like it's
and easy for van life as well.
That's what I mean. It's that thing of like where we're kind of like UK's sort of here, so it's still possible in UK. It's still easy enough, but the UK is like here, and then you've got kind of like Spain and France, but they're becoming a bit more like not difficult, but there's things you've got to think about and consider. Whereas like Morocco looks like one of them places where none of that stuff is there yet. Do you know, where none of those issues have come up, where it's just welcomed and it kind of feels like it's one of those where you'd go there and it'd be so relaxed and chilled, and I think I'd do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd do.
Morocco.
Drive straight down through France. Imagine that though. Just imagine now, Reese, you're just going, you're getting on tunnel and you're going straight through France and Spain, right down to Tarifa, jump on ferry, over to Morocco, job done, sit and chill. Imagine that right now.
Oh, good, wasn't it, that?
I can feel, look, sun's just shone on me just to make me feel it more right at this moment. Oh, I can imagine that. That'd be ace.
Yeah, I think, yeah. See, these are all the things. This is what we spend our time having conversations about. Where would you go? Talking about Morocco, talking about Ireland and distant shores elsewhere and stuff, because it's just...
We've talked about things though, like settling into places in the... Well,
feel
not
deflated
settling.
because I'm not travelling.
We have talked about stuff that I'm like, like if you were to get like land, for example, and do that. Like, if you were to get an off-grid place and stuff like that, like, could you do that? Could you do that where you'd get, a little, like, what would you take Romany? Would you build a place? Would you live on it? Would you? Well, like, we've thought about stuff like that before and talked about stuff like that, haven't we? And like, I don't know, what would you do with that?
Like, could I do it?
Could you do it?
I would get some land, but I would still have to travel. That's what I mean about the hardest part of van life for me is not when I can't travel in situations like this. Worse
So you
than
could just
anything
park
else.
the van up and live on land.
Absolutely
and
not.
that's
No, 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 no. I would always need to travel to be able to travel. Is that in your plans at all, or have we got a massive problem here?
Yeah, you see, I've always fancied having a tiny house. Like, that's my dream, is to have a little tiny
Yeah, every
house.
vlog
I know, because I really want
since
one.
we started Romany
I
Pirates.
know, Reese, but it's because I want one. I want a little tiny house.
I want a tiny house. Oh,
I
look
need
at that
a
tiny
base.
house.
Like, I need to have like a base, and Romany is my means of moving, not my base, if that makes sense. For some people, their van is their base, innit? But for me, I can't see it like that. Like, Romany is my means of moving about, and so I'd like to have a base, and I'd like to have a base abroad. I'd like a tiny house abroad somewhere, and then travel from there. But I would probably be willing to spend a bit more time on land than you probably would be. Like, if you had your own land and you had your own little tiny house, I'd probably be more willing to spend a bit more time on that, because I'd still feel that out of freedom, because you'd be out in the middle of nowhere in your own space, wouldn't you, with your own, and you'd be growing things and doing things and building things, and I love building things.
Oh, no, you do, Emma.
I know.
I know.
Challenge. I love a little project.
Yeah.
So I'd probably be willing to spend a bit more time settled, but I'd still want to travel. I'd still want to be able to travel
What a
about.
brilliant answer that was.
I know. Full
It
of them
really
today.
was, Emma. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
That.
Appreciate
Absolutely,
it.
absolutely epic.
Appreciate
You're
it.
absolutely brilliant. What an answer.
We've got a few projects coming in this van, though, haven't we?
Loads of projects.
Few
coming in this
projects.
van.
We're going to be solving some of them.
Upgrading Romany.
Some of the major issues.
Major
we're going to be solving.
issues. Some of the major ones. What makes van life hard for you? Like, so this vlog is obviously called the hardest part of van life that nobody talks about, because this is the hardest part of van life for me, is not really being able to travel anywhere. Like that tops not finding park ups. It tops every other van life issue. When you've got, like, maybe your engine goes, or you're waiting for repairs, or, you know, like this situation where we're looking after Daisy, like that for me is really difficult. Emma, what is the hardest part of van life for you?
You see, I do think not being able to just get behind wheel and take off. I do think that.
Do you think that's the hardest part of any of it? Like, what do you think is the hardest thing in van life?
Yeah, because other things I think are annoying, aren't they? They're irritating. You know, like there's really irritating and annoying things, like the toilet situation. That really annoys me and it irritates me, having to empty the toilet and not having anywhere to empty it, and that type of stuff. That really, really, really gets on my nerves. And there are certain things that are annoying and irritating. But I think the hardest part of van life, it's like that, isn't it? Because it is not being able to travel, but it's also living with you when you can't travel. So I don't know which
I'm a nightmare.
one. Which one? I don't know.
She's just rude, isn't she? So, yeah, guys, Fireside Friday without Lenny. Look at Lenny. Ah, memories of when he was lit. It is good, this, though, because this is part of the reality of living like we do. And I don't really know why that is. Like, what is it that's so difficult about it? I think it's because we're so used to sleep, move, sleep, move, sleep, move, and literally travelling wherever we want, that when that stops, it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. Do you know what I mean? Like, because if you didn't do it, you wouldn't be missing it, but because you do it, you miss it, and then it becomes hard, and we're not used to staying in one place for too long.
Well, it only takes 3 weeks to build a habit, doesn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's
exactly
like that,
that.
innit?
Yeah.
It's like it's
It's
you
exactly
know,
that.
it's because we do it for freedom, because that's what. Well, it's. I think freedom's the wrong word. I think we do it to have control over our own life, and when something else comes into that and takes that control away, and so that's for us like what you know the 9 to 5 does. It takes that control away from you.
Yeah.
And so you get rid of that, and then you do something else to earn your money, and then you're like, right, well, what takes that control next? Well, it's having the bricks and mortar and living in the bricks and mortar full time. That takes the control away, because, you know, you are kind of stuck with But you know, you're just in a routine of going back to your house and watching Corrie, aren't you, and stuff like that. And so that for us took that control away because you had to keep going back to your house all the time. And so we took that away by making that into where it earns us money and it helps to sort of fund itself basically. And so we've taken the things out of our life that take away our autonomy, and then out of your control, sometimes things come along that just bring that element back in, where you haven't got the control. They take the control away.
Yeah. I think that's
Daisy being poorly, if we're poorly, like it was saying with me with spinal surgery, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we couldn't go anywhere,
exactly
we couldn't do anything, and
you ruined
you
it
know,
all as well.
and we couldn't do anything, you know, and most of the time, health-wise, despite how my health is, it doesn't impact us being able to still move because I can stop and rest wherever we are, and we've got such a home here, haven't we? We've got a cabin basically on wheels, so we've got our own little home. So we've made it so that there's nothing that really stops us. Unless it's a case of I can't get into that bed, or we have to, you know, we can't be transporting Daisy into that bed because it's about if we've got to lay still.
If we've got to stop and stay still.
If something floors us medically, then that's the only thing that really stops. I mean, if we had flu, we wouldn't be. We'd still just lay in bed, wouldn't we? Do you know? But if something floors us completely where we can't physically actually move, and if any one of the three of us can't physically move, then we have no choice but to be settled. And that's something that comes in and it takes away that autonomy over your life, that control over your life. And that's it. Finances do that. Finances do the same thing sometimes.
And it's what that brings, like for me, like staying with our friends at the minute, it's difficult. I'm difficult in a house because in a van, when you're in a van, this is something that kind of, if you're starting van life, you'll find very quickly. My charger's there, my kettle's there, my little fire's there, my wash bag and all my wash stuff's in that cupboard down there. Everything is literally within arm's reach of you. And so put me in a house situation and I'm just like, it's just a nightmare for me. I don't know where I've put anything. Like, I don't know where things are.
We make a mess, don't we, as well?
Yeah.
You an update on Daisy. Yeah. So I think she's doing okay.
Sorry about that. That was Massimo, Daisy's vet. Massimo, the absolute angel.
He is.
He's just an incredible vet. If you're playing catch up and you're thinking, what are they talking about? Daisy, bless her, our little chihuahua, had a massive spinal operation to remove a degenerative disc in her spine. That were just traumatic for us to go through with her, but
and it's the second time she's had this done as well, isn't it?
So it's worrying. But yeah, bless her, she's doing well, and that was Massimo just checking in,
seeing how she's doing, seeing how her balance is and everything, and you know, asking us to send a video of her again in a couple of weeks.
Did it?
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't know.
I can't remember now.
What were we talking about?
I was talking about how messy I am in a big house.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because I never know where to put
how difficult it is, and it's a strange one, isn't it? Because I called this video what it's called because for me it is, well, I think for both of us we've agreed, haven't we? It is the hardest part of the way we do van life.
Yeah.
And there's two different ways of doing van life, for us anyway, and it's all called van life. And we've spoke before about how we don't really like the term van life. We like travelling in a van. But there's two kind of things with van life. There's van dwelling and there's van travel. And it all kind of sits under van life in a way.
Oh, we should do a comparison on that.
We'll do a video on it separately, yeah, because it's two very, very different ways of living in a van.
And very different motivations.
Very different motivations. Some people. So if you're a van dweller, you might be doing it because it's cheaper rent, cheaper, you know, better than buying a mortgage. But you might still be in one place, going to work, living as though you were living in a house, but in a van. And then the way we do van life, I always like to do that with van life. But the way we do van life is very much just for the travel. We love to travel, and the van is our base, our home on wheels, so that we can travel.
And a lot of people are in between that. We mentioned that in the last vlog that we did. Was it Andrew, I think? And he'd said about kind of it's not always one reason or the other why people will choose to be in a van. It's often somewhere. What did he say? It's somewhere between.
It's somewhere between both, or something.
No, he said he said it's often somewhere between, like wanting to do it and like necessity to do it.
Yeah.
Like being, it's kind of that somewhere between being uncomfortable and being and wanting to do it type of thing, and it
Yeah.
often is, isn't it? Because
Well, even for like me, what I'm describing of needing to travel.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
anybody else need to travel, or is it just me? I don't have any option other than to travel. I love to travel, but it's more than that for me. I need to, otherwise I drive Emma mad. But do you know what I thought we'd do next?
What?
Take them and see Daisy.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
wants to see, hands up, who wants to see Daisy? Can't see them putting their hands up, can I?
Yeah, we'll take them to see Daisy.
Let's go
for a
see
bit.
Daisy
yeah,
for a
let's
bit.
Go
Come
see
on.
Daisy.
Daisy, you say hello to YouTube. Say I'm doing really well. I'm doing really good.
Are you having a relax down there? Hey? Are you having a relax? Oh, she's sitting up. She's clever, isn't she? Yeah. So she's got a wound right down under her neck here. And so they've left you with a bit of a saggy chin, haven't they, Daisy? I know. But it's healing really well, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
No, it's healing really well. Bless her heart. She's got you look like you've got a really bad haircut, don't you? She's got all orange down here from when she's had the surgical stuff put on her, and then she's got shaved bits on her paws. She's got a big shaved bit on her back where she had a spinal tap done. You look like a really badly shaved poodle, don't you, sweetheart? I know. Are you going to show everybody how you can walk? Shall we show everybody how you can walk? Do you want a biscuit? Do you want a biscuit? Yeah. Where's your biscuits? Come to Mama then. Where's your biscuits?
I ain't got him.
She does a lot of this where she'll do a few steps and then lay down, don't you? We're getting wagging tails now, aren't we? So we're getting a bit better, aren't we? Yeah. We do a lot of this walking backwards now. That seems to be a new thing, doesn't it?
I've been tasked with going shopping. What can possibly go wrong with that? Next, we're going to look at answering every single van life worry anybody's ever had. That's what we're going to try and do. So make sure you're subscribed if you've enjoyed this video. Give us a like, give us a hype. Thank you so much for watching. Keep writing your own story, guys.